Candlekeep Mysteries, chats and cats. I am lucky enough to call myself once again your dungeon mistress and dungeon mother of all cats, she's, theys, and fays this evening, as we take another deep dive into the world of Candlekeep Mysteries, episode 2. This is a 12-week limited series, going to be 10 episodes total in those weeks that explore every corner of this realm and my players' brains here on Friday nights at 7 p.m. EST through September. And without further ado, I would love to let them all introduce themselves. Players, would you please give your audience the name of your character, your name, your pronouns, and plug any other projects that you're currently working on? And if you would just want to give a little snippet of, who we described last week for you for your character, feel free to do that too. We're just going to do a little lump of everything here. Theta, would you like to start? You don't have to start if you don't want to, buddy, but you're the first in line underneath me.
Sure, I'll start. Hi, I'm Theta, they, them pronouns. I will be playing Adara, a wizard who uses she, they pronouns. Adara is here. I think that's the best we can say about Adara's current state of existence.
Great. Valid. Love that. Beth, are you good to go with P, or do you need a minute? Ooh, we're going to go ahead and skip
bouncing around me.
Oh, you good? Perhaps. We're going to go to... You good? All right, go ahead.
You tell me.
Yeah, you're good now.
Okay, my name is Beth, pronouns they, them, and I am playing P. Sinlove, our centaur cleric of peace, and pronouns, any, all, whatever. We don't define ourselves by our corporeal forms. Anything's cool, man.
I love that. Wonderful. Okay, next up, JJ, you want to go, buddy?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. So I'm JJ. My pronouns are she, her, and I am playing your wonderful halfling rogue named Trouble. Yeah, Trouble Tea Leaf. So pronouns she, her as well. So hello, I'm here to get into some mischief. Yeah.
There you go. Fabulous. All right, next up is Baba Yaga. You ready?
I am Baba Yaga. Pronouns are she, they, and I'm playing Solon Snack Hedoni, who is just a tall drink of water on a hot day, and a Aragonasi ranger with two little fox friends that live in my ears.
Love that for you so much. I love them. All right, and last but not least, Hype Goblin, you want to go ahead and go, buddy?
Yeah. Hey, everybody. I'm Sarah, aka the Hype Goblin. You can find me all over the internet under that name. I will be playing our other wizard, Tana Graceland Glimspark, and she and I both use she/her pronouns.
Fabulous. Great. All right. I'm Mocats, your dungeon mistress for this evening. Go by she, they, but I respond to anything cat related. And with that, we're going to go ahead on to last week's brief and mostly accurate recap as I remember it and as my players hopefully remember it. Alrighty. Enter the Candlekeep Library, where books are donated and inevitably problems are discovered. Upon their first meeting of our extremely enthusiastic librarian Gertrude, the party was all too quickly whisked away to the safe haven across the plaza under the House of Rest, the Firefly Cellar, after realizing they are currently under the effects of a mysterious mental ailment, a singing and rhyme in the back of their heads. It didn't take long to meet some of the other members lurking in the cellar, also afflicted. A melancholy madame, a nervous child, an old, knowledgeable, and all too fond of a good puzzle Kenku, to name a few. The folks down here have really taken to the safety of the underground, but at what cost? The smell of freshly baked bird muffins cannot waft over the scent of sneaky lies and even sneakier inhabitants. We learned the book in question for this mystery holds Shemshime's bedtime rhyme, the seance bouncing in the brains of both our players and those in refuge down here alike. Hopefully, this session, we can get a handle on who's telling the truth, and who needs to come forward with more than just a basket of bribery muffins. And that brings us to the present. You all know 3 things. The Kenku Crinkle is currently fetching the book, to figure out a little bit more about this mystery. The singing in your head is pestering you guys like a 10-year-old toothache, and the air has suddenly grown very cold around you in the Firefly cellar. What are you all doing as you stand around this paint on the ground that was freshly painted by P? I will say it says finish the rhyme. The words did.
Yeah. What's the rest of the ride?
Oh, would you?
Have to go-
I can actually. That's a good
Gave
point.
it to us
Yeah.
at one point, I believe, in the.
Yeah,
vaguely
I can
remember
definitely read it if you guys want me to. It is very long, but the general gist of it is: see a mother, scything wheat, forgotten husband sleeping near. With one swing she took his feet, with another took his ear. Does the shadow have a name? Shemshime. Causes grief, avoids the blame. Shemshime. See a dog that knows how to heal, never heeds plea nor command. Mother gave it a tasty meal. Dog chose instead to eat her hand. See a son doing his chore, washing clothes for folk in town, fell into the river's roar, sank to the bottom, and drowned. I skipped a couple seances of the chorus, but the chorus is always the same.
Okay.
I will do.
Yeah, I'll
this.
ask for the final bit of it. Written. Finish the rhyme.
Okay.
Real
So,
quick. What were you saying, Theta?
there you go.
Oh, I am just going to leap into the next thing if you guys didn't want to do anything specific. So, do you want to say something before I go?
I was going to ask for the final paragraph of that written because my brain does not remember it, and I was going to write it down, and I was like, no, let's not write it down in my awful handwriting.
The last paragraph that you guys have, that's what you want?
Yeah, like the last verse of the rhyme.
This is the last verse that you guys have. This is an unfinished poem.
Yeah.
It's in the chat.
So, okay.
There you go.
Because what I want to try then is, I guess Adara would say, see a son doing his chore, washing clothes for folk in town, fell into the river's roar, sank to the bottom and drowned. Shemshine?
You just
I
saying it out loud?
Yeah. I mean, every verse seems to end with them saying Shemshine, so
You're saying it too. Perfectly valid.
let's see if it works.
Everybody in this room, as Adara is chanting this, I need everybody, as you are surrounded by the fireflies in this room all at once, the fireflies blink into blackness, and I need everybody to give me a wisdom save.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everybody. I love you.
Is this against being charmed or frightened?
It is not.
Okay.
Damn it.
I'm so sorry.
Is this against magic?
Against magic? No.
Mm-hmm. Okay. 10 for Tana.
Okay.
Mine is an 18.
All right.
12.
12.
24 for P.
Wow. Okay.
I forgot what mine was. 17. I had to pull the chat up to see.
That's valid. I love that for soaring. Okay. Tana, you are the lucky one here with a 10. Everybody in the room, you see as the fireflies spring back to life, Tana is now holding a singing skull in her hands as it is singing the rhyme in song so loudly that you guys were just listening to me speak just now.
Can I just say I absolutely love that I failed the first wisdom save after passing all of them all last session?
Me too.
you have a headache. It's take a couple blows and now you're
Is the skull just static or is it moving in my hands? Like, does the jaw move?
The jaw moves. Yeah.
you.
Delightful.
I don't like this. Someone take it.
Oh,
I
that's
suppose I
nasty.
can. I think Adara will just stick hands out and be like, I suppose I can.
Here.
Thanks.
Careful, I don't know if it bites.
I hope it doesn't. I'll just take it and hold it. Can we do that?
It does not stop.
Okay. What do you think would happen if we dropped it?
Well, I mean, you'd have to drop it pretty hard for a bone to break, if that's what you're like trying to break it.
Oh, good point.
We could hit it with something real hard.
I don't know what to do with this.
Hold still with that 1 second. Here. And Tana is going to cast Detect Magic on the skull.
Okay. Yeah. Tana, you do that, and this thing, it is affected by the same magic that you guys feel in your heads. It is an auditory magic. It is just basically existing to be a music box.
Do I know what school it's from?
No.
Okay.
Because it doesn't really.
It doesn't give you what school it's from.
No. Nope.
Okay.
It sure doesn't.
Thanks,
No, it's not
wizards.
bad. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could just dispel magic, but that would waste a spell slot.
I mean, if we wanted to shut up, that might have to be what we have to do. It doesn't appear harmful. It's just a lot.
True,
Annoying.
but I'm not sure what dispelling magic would do to it. I don't want to know entirely. I mean, I do, but I don't.
Can we just separate the jaw? Maybe that'll stop it from singing.
I think that's worse somehow.
That is a little
feels
morbid.
worse.
Mm-hmm. But we can
Do
try
you
it.
want to hold the head?
Oh, sure, if I can, yeah. And then Trouble's gonna take it and look at it and be like, "Oh, you have such a nice voice," and then just start smashing it.
Oh my god! Oh, that's violent.
Okay, Trouble. Yeah, you start smashing the skull. And I'll say this.
Potato head.
Somebody, as Trouble is doing this, go ahead and give me a perception check. Just anybody, as you're
Sure.
watching this happen.
Come on, dice! I believe in you. Roll
Be like,
well.
"Be quiet, be quiet, be quiet."
The jaw snaps off.
15 for perception.
24.
15, 24. All right. Anybody else want to roll? Because a 24 will do it. Okay. Adara, you notice the jaw manages to get itself stuck as one of you just happens to step on the right piece of floorboard as the edge of the floor catches the jaw right between the edge that's sticking out of the floor and the floor that is still perfectly flat.
Oh. Well, I guess it's quiet now.
You all of a sudden hear a rattling under the floorboards.
Can I try knocking on the floorboard?
What were you saying, Tana?
Where's that coming? Did someone bring maracas? That doesn't sound good.
No, I think it's from down there.
Okay, well, I mean, in stories, there's two things that rattle, and they're either a musical instrument or bones. So, I don't want to look.
Maybe this head has a body. This is no bueno.
Yeah, that's worse. That's a lot
Uh-huh.
worse.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody wants to take a look, I'd be happy to offer some guidance to perhaps give us a better idea. But I myself am not quite so sure how perceptive I could be in this situation.
I suppose I could give it a go.
Okay, then I will cast guidance on things.
Cool. I'll try to, I guess, knock or pull up on the. Let's try to pull up on the floorboard.
Adara, go ahead and give me an investigation check, if you wouldn't mind.
Okay, let's see how well this goes. It may go real bad in a few seconds.
Mm.
Oh, never mind. I have a good plus to investigation. Okay. Oh wow. Okay. 13, 18.
18. You have exposed, my friend, a pile of bones that's in like a 5 foot deep, 5 foot wide cube under the floorboards. And there is a nameplate with the body that goes with this skull that I'm assuming Treble is still holding a little bit of while it's being crushed. But there is another fully assembled body. So there are 2 bodies total. Only one of them has a nameplate. It is the one that is still fully intact. And the name is Yoan Pilt.
Owen Pilt. Does that
And
sound?
with an 18, you would recognize this as the name of the person who brought the book you're looking for to Candlekeep.
Oh. Why is he buried down there?
Well,
Did he
because somebody killed him.
or did he die of this singing badness?
And buried himself under the floorboards. If you find a body under the floorboards, it's a murder that somebody hid.
That's a fair point.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
I wonder who this other person is.
Shemshine?
If anybody else wants to give me a history check, I might have something for you on the other body.
I will try.
Okay.
25.
25. Yeah, Tana, you recognize this gentleman. He is wearing the absolute tatters of what used to be a very old avowed robe. The folks that run Candlekeep, you recognize it as like one of the first versions of the robes that you saw the gentleman that took your books wearing.
Oh, they're one of the workers here. I mean, it's an older robe than what they wear now. It's not quite the same make, but I'm pretty sure that they worked here.
Okay, so maybe the one that took old Johan down here, and but wouldn't they have records of somebody going missing?
True. We could ask them for them. Ask them for records of anyone who went missing. We could. Maybe they might have records of Yoan Pilt and see what was written about his death. And compare that to what happened.
If I recall, he just went down, and I don't. I remember hearing something about him.
Well, here's a wild idea. You know, we just heard some rattling. What if I put the head back and attach it to the body? Let's see what happens.
Yeah, might as well. Shoot.
You can try.
Yeah, that
Is the hole really deep?
It's 5 feet. You can like drop it, and if you aim even decently well, it'll land close enough.
Okay, so that's definitely what Treble would do because that's the more chaotic way to go about
my
it.
God.
So I'll be like, "Goodbye, little head," and I'm just gonna yeet right over there.
you're gonna yeet the skull into
Yes,
the
I'm
hole.
going
no.
to. I'm going to yeet the skull like whoosh, woo, like lay it up, right up
Oh,
to where the neck area is.
oh.
Mm.
And if it happens to not, land where I need it to land, I'll probably just take, like I'll probably take one of the other floorboards and just kind of like move it over till I get in the right spot.
Okay, so you're gonna throw it down there. If it doesn't get where it needs to go, you're gonna rip up another floorboard and scooch
Yes.
it.
Yes.
Would you like me to just use Mage Hand to?
Or
Yeah,
that. We could do that.
yeah, that
Yeah.
seems like a good idea.
Uh-huh.
Great,
Thank you, Tana.
a plan in
You're
motion.
welcome.
Excellent. Tana, do this? You do the mage hand and put the
Yep.
head back where you think it needs to go?
I really hate using Mage Hand because I know I can't really feel it, but I feel like I can feel it, and I just want to take a shower now.
We can take a shower when we get out of here, I think.
Okay.
Lots of them.
Great. As Tana screws the head on somewhat with her turning mage hand, let me take you all back for a moment as you all suddenly feel your eyes glaze over and you all receive a vision. It is bright and early. It's a bright and early morning here in Candlekeep, and you guys all gaze over the crowd of folks that are joining the ranks amongst the lucky few who found a place here in line on the Candlekeep steps. You can practically smell the dewy air as a bit of breeze gives the hairstyles of those in line a new shape and even turns up a few noses. You see, next a man, clutching a book, humming to himself as he walks forward to present the book to the same tall mute man, though much younger, and another, Gertrude, also quite young. She smiles and takes his paper charge with grace and eagerness, passing it off as acceptable before handing it back and gesturing to the front desk of the library half a plaza away, much like the avowed up front did with you guys. You see, however, as the man approaches the wooden partition separating librarian and history, that his hands shake uncontrollably. His pupils seem to wax and wane with haste, and his smile curls up just a little too much at the ends. He hands the book over and begins to openly sing the rhyme you all know too well. And just like that, the vision leaps forward in place, and you all see a man in a black robe singing the rhyme uncontrollably, clutching the bars of his prison cell. Your stolen memory leaps forward once more, and once more only, to the Candlekeep library, where the same book he had in his hand now rests on a small organizer on wheels, ready to be placed on its assigned shelf before it's suddenly snatched away and hidden under an apron while being whisked outside and across the plaza, a light musical melody escaping its binding as the pages flap open and shut with every step this cloaked and aproned individual makes. You guys all come to. You're still in the same room you were in. The floorboards are still open, and the skeletons are still intact at the bottom of the hole you made.
Whew. Well, that was a trip.
You can say that again.
There we go.
Well, now we know how it got here. And what's going to happen to people if we don't stop it.
Date, I think you're muted.
Are you muted, buddy?
I was gonna say, we now know that Yoan Pill was infected when he brought it here.
Mm-hmm.
And that this other man was also infected before they died. Why were they buried under the floorboards? That's weird.
Looking around this room, does this look like the prison cell?
It does not look like the prison cell. With you got over 20 with your
Yeah, 25.
is that your yeah.
Well, that was on a history check, though.
Yeah, I'll still give you this.
Okay.
Your intuition tells you this hole in the floor is a stash space. It is not a burial site.
Okay.
maybe we could try burying them?
Like
I mean-
properly, or just putting the floorboards back?
Properly. I mean, even if
Okay.
we keep them here, we could try to give them the peace of a proper burial. I mean, this is somewhat, even if even if Johan Pelt brought this here, maybe on purpose, it would still be nice to give him and this other guy a burial, maybe.
I agree.
I mean, we have a cleric of peace, rest in peace, and all that.
Is there anything you can do to consecrate the graves until we can move them somewhere else?
This is not my area of expertise, but I would certainly be willing to reach out to my God and see what kind of peace we could offer them. I certainly think that that would be a step forward. I'm not sure if that will give us the answers that we seek immediately.
Worth a shot.
And it would just be nice, anyways.
Okay. You guys notice behind you, your friend Gilby's still there, and she is wide-eyed looking at all of you guys as you're openly talking about holding basically a second funeral for these folks in the floor. And she'll look up at UP and she'll go, why are we doing this exactly? I'm not sure I'm understanding. They've been there for a while. We found them once before and we kind of moved them already from the closet. So,
When did you find them before? How long ago?
like a week ago,
Oh, how come you moved them?
we needed the closet for storage.
That's fair. Do you know anything about them, or if they ever had a ceremony of any kind?
I mean, we didn't have one.
Well, some cultures think that it helps spirits go to peace and be at rest when you have certain celebrations and ceremonies. So that's why we were thinking maybe this would help move forward and bring everybody a little bit more peace.
I mean, if you want to have a ceremony, Crinkle's got, a hell of a stash in the kitchen. We've got like wine and all sorts of situations. I'm not allowed in there because I'm not allowed to have wine. I tried it once, it was really bad. But like if you wanted some of that, I could probably arrange to get it for you.
I think that would be lovely. Thank you so much for your help.
Okay, with that, she doesn't need much else. She will turn on a dime and race out of the room towards the kitchen. She's out of there.
I will also note, I'm a bit worried about that kid.
Me too. Also, when you find people in a closet, why is your first instinct to bury them under the floorboards? Why didn't they just have a proper funeral before?
I don't know. Also, why wouldn't they be suspicious of people being in a closet if they were already skeletons? Also, don't dead bodies leave behind a lot of goo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, what I have a lot of questions for the
how did they
administration
not
of this
notice the
building.
smell? Were they moved before? Was there a spell on the closet to protect it from the smell? What happened to all the body goo?
We should probably look at this closet afterwards.
That's a good idea. I'm just really curious about how they didn't notice this before.
Same.
Or how other people didn't notice it before.
You guys remember seeing a closet in the hallway on your way in here, like on the other side of her room?
Okay.
We should definitely go check out that closet. Also, I mean, this guy brought a book in here and somebody obviously stole it. So I'm wondering, do we need to find that book in order to break this weird singing that we keep hearing? Or what?
Crinkle's
I'm
already
pretty sure
bringing
the
it.
old lady has it.
Yeah. Crinkle said
She might be the one
she
who
was
killed him
going-
for all I know. She's old enough for it. If Gertrude was around, then surely.
Yeah, I mean, we know Crinkle is bringing the book. We don't know. We know the person was in a cloak. We know Crinkle wears a cloak, so maybe Crinkle stole it. But then, how did this start, and how do we end it? And what does finishing the rhyme have to do with it?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't like not knowing.
I agree with Tana. I think we have a lot of questions to ask the administration over here about these current events.
Cool. So as you guys are all talking, all of the sudden you hear like a pap 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 of paw pads racing across the floor
Oh,
towards you guys as a pretty large leopard print tabaxi sobbing her little eyes
oh my God!
out races past the door.
Oh,
Hello?
Are you okay?
She is headed towards the way out.
Let's chase the sobbing lady down. Because
Okay.
that doesn't seem aggressive at all. Hey, you, we want some
Yeah.
answers.
You guys chasing after the cat?
Yeah, I guess.
He wants to make sure she's okay.
Okay. Yeah, you guys get over kind of where you guys came down through the hatch in the ceiling that is now locked. You guys see she is aggressively tugging on the handle, trying to pull it down, even though you all witnessed it being pretty well sealed.
What's up, Buttercup?
She turns around. This is unheard of. I came down here to study and nothing else, and now it is quarantine. I cannot be down here any longer. And she still is tugging on that hatch.
Is there a reason that you need to get out? Are you hurt?
No, it has been a week. I do not want to be down here anymore. I don't know what is so hard to understand about that. I am a student. What am I going to learn from being down in cave?
What do you study?
Oh, everything. I wish to be a warlock at some point.
Could we possibly ask you what you may have noticed in your time here so far? Anything strange or off, or anything that could help us lift the quarantine for you?
I mean, you all have heard the voices, yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
And she will sink to the floor and sit crisscross applesauce. It is so overrated, having knowledge, especially when it will not shut up in the back of your head. It is a real problem being surrounded also by people you do not inherently like me, versus everybody else in here. I mean, my apartment, it started out as a safe haven for me. This is no longer home.
That's a shame. That's you should always feel, comfortable in your surroundings. I guess being locked up down here wouldn't make you very comfortable.
Right,
After a
exactly.
week?
Yes,
It's been
it has been a whole week, yes. Those of us who lived down here before the other ones who were infected came down were living just fine. And then they said, we have voices in our heads. Can you help? And I said no, but they still insisted. And now look where we are all at. We are all in quarantine down here because Gertrude will not let us out. Yes, Theta?
Why are warlock and not a wizard?
I believe there is such thing as too much information. You guys do a lot of writing. I'm not really good at that. And she holds up her paws. I have no opposable thumbs.
You don't have to write. You could just, I don't know, transcribe or something. There's nothing wrong with being a wizard. I mean, if you want knowledge, there's definitely no better thing to go into. Warlocks, you barely get any knowledge. It's kind of disappointing, isn't it?
She looks at you, Adara, and
Dora's a little offended, I think.
No, she
A little offensive.
Oh, no, offended.
she pulls
Yeah,
a
I heard
rapier.
you. And I said
Oh.
offensive.
She pulls a rapier out from behind her back, and she goes, 1. And she kind of drags the blade across her fur. I am not smart enough to be wizard. And she chuckles to herself. 2. I enjoy fighting with steel more than spells.
Oh. That makes
Have,
more sense. But wait, fingers exist.
have you considered focusing your studies on deities to find the right one that best fits you?
I have, but unfortunately, I just started my studies, and without being out in the real world, I mean, there are tons of books down here, but they are all in languages I do not comprehend.
Oh,
There's a spell for that.
yeah. If you need any help translating any texts that are in Dwarvish, Gnomish, or Undercommon, you're more than welcome to come find me once we figure out what's going on here. I'd be happy to help.
I know Draconic and Elvish.
You are all very nice. I mean, it is under unfortunate circumstances that we are all trapped down here together, but I would foresee us being friends if we had met under better circumstances, you know? And she kind of like stands back up to her feet and very tiredly tugs one more time on the hatch above her head.
I don't think it's gonna open.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the rude one just had to lock it earlier because, you know, she has values and she appreciates what the Avows are doing here, but we're not really getting anywhere. I think people are hiding information from me. I've asked around. Crinkle doesn't seem to want to give anybody the book that we all know she has. We all know she has it, right? But she says she's gonna go get it and then she never comes back. There's only so many places to hide in this place.
You
Wait.
So
said
it
she
sounds
never
like we
comes
need
back?
to follow.
Like, never comes back?
Oh, she will resurface with muffins because she thinks that is the same thing.
Shit.
How long has she been gone?
You guys have been messing around with Galeby like an hour. Hasn't been that long.
Can I try to see if I think she'll actually come back hearing this? If she actually seemed like she was going to bring it after she said she would this time.
Doing what?
I guess just rolling. I guess I'd ask if I could roll an insight to get a read on what I think her behavior would be.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'll let you do that.
Okay. That is 19 total.
19 total. She sounded genuine at the time, but what the cat is saying to you guys makes a lot of sense. This place is only so big. If she knew where the book was, she'd be back by now.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go ahead and agree. Agree with Soren. We need to go find a Crinkle and probably help her find this book.
We could find the book ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's definitely what I meant by helping her. It's really
It
helping
seems like it
ourselves.
wants us to find it.
We could try trapping it as well. The spell ourselves. That's what they did the first time, right? They trapped it in the book.
Well, perhaps the first step is to go back because we do have a small friend who's going to be bringing us materials for a ceremony. And
That's
there
true.
we can start looking for more answers.
We did leave 2 bodies exposed in her room as well. So
That's a
we
good
should
point.
probably take care of that, yeah.
Yeah. Did they bury them in a child's room as well?
It might not have been her room yet. Or, well, she said it was a week ago. It is very concerning.
Yeah, that feels like the worst place to bury it.
You found those in the Firefly room. Her room was There's
Okay.
a couple rooms, yeah.
Okay, the Firefly room is different from.
That's less concerning.
Still a little
it's less
concerned,
her
but
I'm less concerned because it's not her room.
it has
If it was in a
Santa's
child-
concern much.
Mm.
No, here's the thing.
Words of
It
Restoration,
would
and
concern me a
up to
lot
6
less if it was
characters
in a room that isn't
will
the child's room.
regain
If it's
hit
just
points
a
up
room
to
full of
1d4
fireflies,
plus the.
that's more fine. People are not living in there.
Sure.
All right, so
well,
we're heading back.
yeah. It was very nice meeting you, by the way. Until we're done with this, maybe director studies looking at Helm. You might like them. Look for text involving staring eye upon a left gauntlet. That's kind of their symbol. But they're great.
I don't know anything about gods.
Perfect.
I'm
Is
gonna
that
look.
how? Is that how you like? Is that your deity?
Oh no, I'm an atheist.
Oh, okay.
Helm is nice. They're a god of protection.
Oh yeah. I know. I was just curious, because you can tell a lot about somebody based off of the person, but you can also tell a lot by somebody who's atheist. That makes a lot of sense. Fits you well.
Thanks.
Tana,
Yeah,
go ahead.
That
give
was
me,
a compliment. That was a compliment.
give me a persuasion check.
Okay. 16.
16. The cat looks calm for the first time since you've seen her. So she sits on a chair and picks up the book that she has in her side satchel. Are you guys going back to the Firefly room, you said?
Yeah.
Yes. Before I leave, though, I would like to tell this wonderful looking woman that her paws look really nice. And then I'll walk away.
Before you walk away, she goes, I should probably introduce myself with them then if you think they're nice.
Please let me touch.
She'll hold out a paw and go, Cthulhu, pleasure.
Like, I'm trouble, and I'm gonna like slowly bring her hand to my face and just internally be like,
It's very fuzzy,
like-
yeah.
it's a pleasure to meet you.
You see her tail flicks happily and she purrs a little bit. And then she sits down and waves as you leave.
I wish you peace, Cthulhu.
That's very wholesome. Perfect. You guys get back to the Firefly room, and you see that Gelby has brought you all back a spread. She's got bread, she's got wine, both corked and uncorked. She's got some little, like, finger sandwiches that she clearly made herself, and she's not allowed to use a knife, so they're kind of, like, ripped in half. And she has them all laid in a blanket right adjacent to where the 3 words finish the rhyme are on the floor. She does have a couple of candles as well. Okay, I don't really know what you guys are gonna do with these, but this is all that Crinkle will let me take.
That's
Oh, it
More
was
than
was
enough.
she in the kitchen then? Because we've been looking for her.
Oh yeah, that's like her happy place.
I think maybe we should do the preparation of this ritual stuff inside the kitchen, just in case it gets a little bit messy or anything. And we can maybe ask Crinkle some questions about this everything.
I mean, okay. And you see she very carefully lifts up the 4 corners of the blanket, and you guys just hear clinking together, and the wine that was uncorked starts to drip through the bottom of the blanket. And she
Why
like,
don't
okay.
That's not exactly what I said.
Okay, I
just go ahead and
suppose.
just leave all of that
wine
where it is.
looks like nice wine too.
Yeah. Why don't we divide and conquer?
she nods and slowly puts the blanket down and lets the corners fall open again.
I'm just gonna go for the bottle of wine, like,
Yeah.
and there.
I don't mind hanging back to help with the preparations for the funeral.
We could also just do it here and then go talk to Crinkle in the kitchen. I don't think if she's making muffins, I have a feeling we will have at least another 20 minutes. Muffins are not a short process to make, so we should have some time.
She's actually making a soup, so she should be busy for quite a while.
Oh, she's going to be busy for several
Oh,
hours.
yeah.
It should be fine.
We have time. We can do this here.
Perfect. So P kind of starts trying to straighten out the mess of the blanket and pick things up and make it look lovely again, and just trying to add a little bit of calm to the chaotic splatter, and leans over and says, "Thank you so much for your help and for gathering these materials for us today. Would you like to join us for the ceremony?"
She immediately shakes her head.
My dad says not to dabble with death. It'll end up catching up to you at some point. So I think I'm going to go sit with him at the table, if you don't mind.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your help. You've been so kind to us.
She takes her notepad and her pencil with her as she leaves the Firefly room, and she will shut the door behind her.
Perfect.
What the heck are you guys all doing in here? I'm very intrigued.
I don't know how to do a funeral, but I'll do whatever P tells me to.
Trouble is definitely stealing a sandwich.
It's
Yeah,
a little
Tana
will
will,
smash that
Eating
hat.
Tana
one
will
of the
just
sandwiches.
Tana will follow the direction of our lovely cleric.
Perfect.
I think, sorry, just real quick. I think Soren would grab some wine and a sandwich and go way outside the door and keep an eye on the girl and her father, because there's something fishy afoot, and I don't trust nobody. But yeah, so she's gonna go and just like against the door watching while everybody's inside, trying to keep an ear in case something gets summoned. There could be a demon or a skeleton. But yeah.
Okay, perfect. So we'll just keep this simple and sweet, because I feel as though our Tabaxi friend gave us a lot of information that will help us move forward in this journey. But for now, these friends of ours, we are going to honor them and the lives that they have lived. They are now in a different form, but that doesn't mean that they don't deserve peace and respect within the afterlife, wherever they may be now, especially with the trials that they have gone through in this physical lifetime. So with that, P is going to cast Prayer of Healing on everyone here. I would like to bestow the healing of peace on everyone here, as well as those who are no longer with us during the ceremony. The casting time is going to be about 10 minutes, which I figure is good for ceremony and honoring and things like that as people snack. And this is going to add hit points equal to 2d8 plus my spell casting ability. So do that.
What a cute little buff. Love that.
So it's 9.
9 HP for everybody.
Healing.
Perfect. Go ahead and give me a religion check, buddy.
Sure.
Just if you wouldn't mind.
That's a 6.
A 6? Oh no! Okay.
Oh, because we're all trying to help P out to the best of our abilities, can we argue for help action with giving advantage?
You know what? I will give DM Inspo to that. You can roll with advantage, Beth. Thank you, Theta. Oh gosh.
Ooh, that's a little better.
What is it now?
It's 20 now.
20.
That's a lot better than 6.
Sure
You
is.
really inspire me. Thank you all so much.
Yeah, wow. Okay, P. here's what happens with a 20, right? Not perfect, but sure as heck better than a 6, buddy. So here's what we got going on. Are you guys all kind of in like a circle around the square in the floor that you guys made? Or where is everybody in relation to the hole in the floor in the room? Other than Soaring, who's outside the door.
I'm standing at the head of the hole.
Okay.
I figure we're kind of. I figure I'm probably to the side.
Yeah. Tana's probably standing around it somewhere.
Okay. It's
Yeah.
like a 5 by 5, so you guys can easily all just take a side.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay. So you guys see it's very strange, P, because when you do stuff like this, I will say with your connection to your god, you don't necessarily you're not at this level able to like summon anything or raise anybody from the dead at this point, but you see as a shadow comes out of not the actual the intact skeleton, but the one whose head was crushed to bits by Trouble. The shadow kind of slinks up the side of the hole and will take a spot behind you as if it's become your own. And you hear a voice in your head, just as melancholy and without emotion as anything, as you hear, "He was sick and I killed him. Why did I kill him?" And then it's gone. And just for clarification's sake, that was the shadow, that was a shadow of the Avowed that you guys found that was dead.
Was that something that only I could hear?
Yes.
Okay. I decided to share that with everyone in the party. I just heard a voice and I relayed the information.
What did it say?
He was sick and I killed him. Why did I kill him?
Maybe this song ends up inducing some sort of madness?
I think we should find Crinkle.
I mean,
I think so too.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think it makes sense if you have the same song replaying in your head over and over and over again. I mean, unless it's a great song, then maybe, maybe you'll be okay, but not this song. Mm-mm.
It sounds. I mean, all the other verses sound like people heard the song and had it stuck in their head, and then they died awfully in one way or another. Or that they killed someone because of it. I mean,
Maybe it
yeah.
induces a murderous rage.
A murderous rage.
A murderous rage. I mean, if the shadow doesn't remember why or understand why it killed somebody, I mean, maybe that's a side effect of the song. Maybe it affects everyone differently. It makes some people go crazy and it makes some people kill people. I don't know.
I mean, there could be an argument that somebody who has killed someone because they have the song in their head has gone a little bit off the rails.
But I
Okay.
agree with you guys. I think we should go find Crinkle.
Cool. You guys know the direction of the kitchen based off of where Gailby ran off to. So if you guys want to run over to the kitchen area, it is not very big in here. It's maybe like 10 feet by 5 feet. There's enough for like a wood cast stove and like a place for all the smoke to go, kind of like a tube that goes into the concrete wall. And there's a couple of places for food storage, like a couple of cabinets. There are a couple of things that are hanging fruits and vegetables and herbs from the ceiling. But Crinkle is just happily cutting up some carrots on the prep station next to the stove, and you see her other hand As she's kind of cutting with one hand, every other piece of carrot hitting the floor, her right hand is stirring a pot of something. Are you guys
Oh,
sneaking up on her, or are we just like going in?
Crinkle, would you like some assistance? I can stir if you'd like, or chop. I'm good with both.
uh, Crinkle is very surprised that anybody came in here. Oh, yes, that would be swell. It just so happens my arm is getting so tired. If you would just like to, and she holds out her spoon that she was using, and it's dripping all over the floor.
Tana will. Is there a chair in here or something? Because Tana's only 3 feet tall, so she can barely reach the top of the stove. I'm assuming. Is there something she can pull over and stand on?
She herself is actually standing on a small stool, so she will step off to
Okay.
give you the stool to stand on instead. Yeah.
Tana will climb up and take over the stirring.
Okay. What brings you all to the kitchen? I was just making us all some dinner. It has been such a long day with new guests and doing my puzzle, and I just thought it would be a nice way to welcome everyone. Who knows how long you'll be here? And she just kind of chuckles to herself.
Well, yes, you always want to make sure you treat company well.
Yeah.
I was wondering, where the hell is that book?
You see for a Kenku who's missing half of her beak and has black feathers, her face gets a little bit rosy and her eyes get a little bit glassy, like she's wanting to cry either out of extreme sadness or extreme frustration. About the book, I really, really think it would just be better if we forgot about it.
Did you kill the other avowed?
What about the avowed? I'm sorry, you blinked out a little bit.
Oh, I was going to say, doing it, I think Adara will cut Crinkle off and go, did you kill the other avowed?
Oh gosh, no. I've never killed anybody in my life without reason. Maybe like an owlbear here or there, but...
Well, I was just wondering if you could be a deer.
I like your...
Apologies. My 4-year-old likes my glasses. Oh, here you go. If you could maybe, as a favor to us, we just would like to read the book, and and I'd like to make a persuasion check and try to sweet talk her, because I really would like to read the book. I'm not talking about leaving. I want to eat that stew before I go. that looks tasty.
Yeah, you can do a persuasion check. I'll allow it. You're just trying to persuade her to like give you more information about the book. That's what this is. Okay.
Yeah. 23.
23. She is very reluctant to say anything, you can tell. All she has to say to you at this point, Soaring, is, dear, sometimes things left in the dark should stay there. And she stops cutting the carrots for a second. And she kind of sinks to the floor on the side of the station that she's using to cook on. It's a real problem when people go poking around in things that they shouldn't, huh? And she looks really guilty.
But sometimes people poke around in things and they don't mean to, and they don't really understand what it is that they have done until it is far too late. But is it ever really too late? As long as there is life, there is hope.
Who is standing the farthest away from her right now? Like, I'm assuming there's a few of you, like Tana's cooking directly next to her. Like
I would be crouched down with her on the floor.
Yeah. So out of Adara, P, and Trouble, are you any of you guys like standing by the door? Did all of you walk in with everybody else?
Yeah, I would say I'm probably next to Soaring.
Okay.
I think
And
I
P is
walked
trying.
in.
Sorry, go ahead.
Okay.
P.
P is trying desperately to not look as interested in the stew as they are, but it smells so good.
Fair.
Tana's adding extra pepper.
Oh,
Wonderful.
I think Adara is not by the door, but is probably one of the further people away. Just liking space.
Okay.
In space time.
Space. I just want my space. I like body space. I'm a hermit.
I will say any of you can give me a perception check then. If you're not directly talking to her, and you're kind of taking in your surroundings, I'll allow it for anybody here.
15 for Tana.
Okay.
23.
Wow. 23 for Adara. Great. Okay.
19 for P.
Okay.
5 for treble.
Wow. All right, buddy. With that 23, you notice the apron that you saw in your vision earlier this evening is hanging on a hook. The apron that the person was wearing that stole the book from the library.
Whose apron is that? Can I ask? It's really pretty. I do a lot of cooking at home, so have a collection of aprons. My wife used to bring them for me from all around the world.
That would be mine. I don't really wear it much anymore. I was in a high-speed chase and and she points over to it, and you can see that the top part of it is not secured on one side, like it's been ripped at the seam.
Oh. Yeah, I get that. It's lovely, though.
High
Thank
speed
you.
chase. What? Like a foot race?
Oh, no matter. I have a new apron now. It says Gailby's favorite, and she holds up her current apron.
Oh.
And you see where Gailby, who doesn't know how to read, tried to write her name with an F at the bottom. She can do an F. It's all straight lines.
Oh.
That is so cute.
Isn't it, though? And she starts standing to her feet and aggressively begins recutting carrots and putting them into the pot that Tana is graciously stirring for her.
And as she's doing that, Treble's just gonna sneak over closer to her apron to inspect it and see if there's anything that looks like a book up in
There's
there.
not. It is just hanging free on the wall.
Crinkle, I hope you don't mind. I added some extra pepper to your recipe. You know, sometimes people do things by mistake, not realizing that the consequences of their actions could be larger than anything they imagine. But, it's okay to ask for help in fixing those mistakes sometimes. Don't you think?
That is a very appropriate take, I think. They are really teaching you kids well nowadays. And she stops what she's doing after almost cutting off a feather with the knife. She's going so fast. And she turns to Treble. Are you still over by the apron?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And she looks at you, and she can see the look in your eyes, like you recognize it. And she goes, "Did you get the vision too?"
I sure did.
When we found the bodies, we thought it best to just leave them be, but unfortunately, the base of the floor where we put them wasn't as ideal a storage space as the closet, so we just scooched them for a little bit, but I hope they didn't give you any problem. I heard there was a bit of a seance going on, or a funeral of sorts.
A funeral.
Last rites.
They deserve respect.
Did they have anything to say?
They had a lot to say, Crinkle. A lot.
It appeared that one of them murdered the other potentially,
We still don't know how that one died, though.
and one of them is also the person who originally brought the book here.
And we saw that apron, Crinkle.
And we know that you refused to
Stealing the
give the book
book.
to other people.
Okay, so listen, and you see she's wringing like the tips of her feathers together. So here's what happened, okay? I mean, the book was just sitting there. You know, it wasn't being put away, it was completely left unattended, and it was making the most beautiful noise from the inside, almost like a music box. And I could just swear every time I passed it that I was being transported into a different version of myself, a better version of myself, not this old, decrepit crow that doesn't really have a whole lot going for other than her muffin recipes anymore, if you know what I mean. But, like, it just seemed like it deserved to be in my hands instead of sitting on a shelf for several hundred more years. And
It
she
kills
puts a.
people.
So here's the thing about the book. Clearly you all know I'm the person who opened it at this point. And she kind of looks up at you
Yes.
guys out of the.
That was answered quite a while ago.
We all make mistakes, honey.
We don't. We know you did it, but you didn't do it maliciously. But it is something that does need to get fixed.
Right. So here's the problem. And she gulps. Unfortunately, the reason why you were rushed out of the library is because this thing tends to catch, and I didn't know when I got it that I could be the cause of that wildfire. So whenever someone new hears the tune, technically this is like a ritual situation, you know, and if there's not enough people participating in the ritual, nothing happens. So I just figured, why can't we all just, if there's not enough of us down here currently, you know, or maybe not enough time has passed. I'm not sure. How do rituals work again? I'm so. And she's like,
Crinkle, it's okay. Do you still have the book?
I do. But I'm not sure where I left it. It's kind of I've had to move it quite a few times because other people in this place have wanted it way more than I wanted to hide it, I suppose. And folks who open it end up being possessed, and it's a whole situation, and I just don't want that to happen to any of you. You have to understand. You seem so nice.
Is it a thing where they have to read it, or does the book start singing to them, and that drives them crazy and possesses them?
Once the book has spoken to you, I'm assuming you all have the voice in your head still. None of it's gone away. It never goes away. You can be possessed at any time. Not great news, I know.
Well, Crinkle, as a thief, I can respect the fact that you stole that book. I respect it. I respect it. Okay, I see you, Crinkle. I need mad respects. But Crinkle, that book is killing people. So at this point, we gotta find that book and figure. Oh, if it's possessing people, I just think we just might as well just destroy it. I think that's probably the best option at this point. Well, we gotta do something. Maybe that book possessed that other shadow, that other skeleton we found in there to kill the other person. We really, I know you say you don't know because you've moved it a couple times. I know. As a thief, I have 1,000,001 hiding places that I put stuff in. So I totally get that. But we gonna have to work on this memory issue, Crinkle, because we really need to find that book.
Do you have a list of your favorite hiding places that we could start checking?
You know,
maybe, perhaps, you'd want to start with the bookshelf that's directly outside by, No, that won't work. I've already checked there today. Believe it or not, Galeby just tells everybody that I don't come back, but I get so frustrated with myself that I just start cooking. It's my comfort, you know? Oh! What were you going to say?
Oh, Tana just says that she understood.
Oh, okay. She looks over out of the corner of her eye to the giant, it's like a pantry situation, and it has like, some sort of a piece of fabric that goes across a pole, and she pulls it to the side, and she goes, just so you guys know, I'm not disappearing on ya. I'm just gonna check a place I haven't looked in a while. And anybody who's done any kind of a check on her so far, she does look genuine. I won't make you roll for this. She hands her knife that she was using to cut carrots with, to why not? Treble, you have the knife now. She disappears into the pantry, and she closes the partition behind her. Does anybody want to do anything else while you're in here, while you're waiting for a second? Tana, are you still stirring that soup?
Yep.
You sure it doesn't burn on the bottom?
Okay. I'm just gonna start cutting carrots, I guess, because now I have the knife. It's like I didn't know I was helping, but okay.
The soup is
You got
beyond
voluntold.
carrots.
Tip down. Tip down, and it's a rocking motion.
Oh, okay.
The tip never leaves your cutting board. There you go.
Oh, okay.
And also you're gonna kind of make a paw. There you
okay,
go.
paw.
With your other hand, the one that's holding the carrots.
Okay,
And
yeah.
you're just kind of use your knuckles to push forward. That way you don't lose the fingertip.
Okay.
There you go.
This
There
is
you go.
great.
Yeah, go slow. Uh-huh. Perfect.
What do I do now? I have some.
Oh, bring them over here and just plop them in.
Okay.
I'm gonna while they're like I'm gonna watch the carrot interaction because that's super cute, and then I'm gonna get like a big ladle or like a small bowl or something and bring it over to P, who's like they're trying not to salivate, but here you go.
You're so kind. Thank you so much. And P
Well,
does
it
not
just-
hesitate whatsoever and just immediately goes snacking.
I imagine that it takes an awful lot to keep you full and hungry, so I want to make sure that you're fed and happy.
You're so kind. Thank you. So many stomachs. What can you do?
Gotta fill them all.
Gotta fill them all, indeed. With that, you guys suddenly hear a poof, followed by a large thud coming from inside the pantry area.
Crinkle, are you okay?
There's no answer.
All right, let's break the pantry door open.
Soaring goes over and rips open the pantry fabric. Soaring, you are met with the beautiful picture of Galeby in the doorway there. Blood splattered all over her face and down the front of her clothes. She is shaking with wide eyes and holding a large square book that has blood on the corner of its metal spine. And she is breathing heavily. And she is covered in flour. And if you look over to the left in the pantry, you see a large flour bag has been like ripped open. She was clearly hiding in it.
Well, I guess that's the book. Where did all the blood come from?
Where's Crinkle?
Crinkle is behind her, passed out. She's not like, she has a small trickle of blood coming from her forehead, but that's it. She's still breathing. She looks fine other than that.
Galby, is that the book?
Yeah, I think so. It's making a lot of noise.
And she holds
Why don't you-
guys with both hands.
Oh, thank God. She wants to grab it.
Galby, just drop it.
I'd like to cast silence on the
Okay.
little pantry.
Okay.
if the book is making noise, and that's like, also it might get it out of our heads for a second, but yeah, like if the book is possessing and it's based through noise, then silence might negate that enough for us to get the book away from her or restrain her in some way that doesn't kill a child.
Well, she seems like she's just handing it to us, right?
Oh, was she? I thought she was holding on to it.
She held it out with both arms. Like,
Yeah.
Oh,
great.
okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad.
Nice.
I'm just gonna be like, Galby, drop it, and just like smack her wrist a little bit, just to like, just for her to drop it.
Wild.
Trouble. No, she eagerly hands it over like she doesn't want it anymore. And you see Soaring being directly in front of her. Her eyes go back to normal colors. They were like white. Give me the language of silence real quick.
Yep. For the duration, no sound can be created within or pass through a 20-foot radius sphere centered on a point you choose within range, which is 120 feet. Any creature or object entirely inside the sphere is immune to thunder damage, and creatures are deafened while entirely inside of it. Casting a spell that includes a verbal component is impossible.
So you cast this on the book?
Yeah, I think, and it's concentration up to 10 minutes. Yeah, why the hell not?
Okay.
It's evil.
So you guys are all within 20 feet of the book. So are you gonna
Yeah.
are you planning on like talking to each other about it?
Does the 20-foot spear encompass the whole room?
You would have to step outside of the room. Yeah, but you could leave the book
Okay.
in the room and step outside and it wouldn't anymore.
Tana will probably gesture to grab Crinkle and the girl and move, because there's nothing that the wizards can do right now.
Yep,
Uh,
fair.
We can cast some amount of spells without speaking, I think, but
most
yeah,
of
it might
mine
be better to
involve,
leave.
yeah, everything that I have that's useful is verbal.
I
I
will
have
grab Crinkle. I'll just go in there and grab her and start trying to pull her out.
Well, I
Okay.
can
After
like,
Tina said, did the sign.
do we want to leave the book in the pantry and like leave and see if that helps? Or
If we leave it there and get to where we can speak again, Tana can use Mage Hand to pick it up and then cast a Resilient Sphere around it to enclose it. And that would prevent any magic from going around it, but I have to be able to be somewhere where I can speak to do that.
we can try to dispel magic on it as well, but I don't think that would help much.
Yeah, I don't think
as
so either.
it'd be like remove curse, but I don't have that right now, like prepared.
But if we want to be able to talk about it and have it near us, I can do the Resilient Sphere. It's basically like a protection bubble, like a I'll put the wordage in our chat.
Is silence centered on a spot or centered on an object?
it's centered on a let me see, hold on, because that is it's centered on a point you choose within range. So it's centered on a location and not an object or a
Okay,
creature.
so we could move it with us to the edge and then take it and then step out of the sphere itself and then step back in when we want to deal with it, but it would be right by us.
Mm-hmm.
And within visual range for any spells that could be cast. But that's the only thing I can think of to try to keep it from possessing somebody if it's sound based.
The other thing too is I could put someone in the sphere with it if someone does want to try and read it.
That's true. I have Unseen Servant as well. We could do some of that carrying it around.
Trouble can also just stab the book. That's also an option.
I'm not sure stabbing the book is going to stop.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to do anything.
If we stab it enough.
That's all I'll
do we
say.
just want to bring it to the edge with us first and then talk about it some more?
Fine with
because
me.
that will.
I don't want to physically touch it though, so mage hand.
I will say,
I
unfortunately, this is not a basilisk like situation in a diary. I am so sorry. I wish it were. But yeah, please go ahead. Mage hand, you're taking the book with you just enough so it's outside of that point of range for the silence so you can talk about it.
for the
I wanna move
restoration
so we'll be
and
like
up to 6
I want to move it
characters
to the very
will
edge of the
regain hit
silent
points
sphere so
up
that
to
we are outside of
1d4
the sphere, but
plus
the
the
book is still in it.
It's in there. Okay,
Okay.
cool. So I will say that puts you guys like right outside of the kitchen. And the book's like right inside. We'll use the door as the threshold.
Okay. So, can we, once we exit this silent sphere, can we still hear the rhyme in our heads, or has it gone quiet?
You can still hear the rhyme.
Okay, so I guess this
Hey.
is more of an infection.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna stop it completely.
It was worth a shot.
Mm-hmm.
What if I
Well?
were to try casting Remove Curse? I'm not sure if it would work on something this powerful. It's relatively new knowledge to me, but it does seem as though this would be a far more peaceful situation if the object in question were not cursed.
I can check and see if it even is a curse if you want.
That sounds great. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Detect Magic will tell me School of Magic, hopefully. Tana
mean-
will try that and see what info we can get off of it.
Remove curse might also work well if we need to have somebody work with the book.
Oh, you could try Remove Curse on one of us.
Yeah,
See if the singing
that
stops.
might.
Ooh.
We haven't tried detect magic on any of us either yet.
Tana, what did you cast?
She hasn't cast anything yet. I'm waiting
Okay.
to see if we want to try Remove Curse on one of us first.
Cool.
I can also do detect magic as like a 10-minute thing, but
I'm willing if anybody is willing to be the subject. I could try it out on one of you first.
Trouble.
Me.
Perfect. Then P is going to cast Remove Curse on Treble.
Okay. Trouble, I'll just tell you what happens. So two things actually. You notice after the curse is gone that you hear a similar silence to the silence that you heard inside of the silence circle. For the first time since you were back at the library that you first had this going through your head. So you know two things. Silence works. You do not hear the seance in the back of your head when you're inside the silence circle. And remove curse, you now, outside of the silent circle, also don't hear it, and it'll be that way for about 10 minutes.
Okay, so I don't hear anything anymore. Inside or outside of the circle.
okay, that's
So I
good.
think it's at least a temporary fix.
All right.
So is there a downside if I try it on the book, or do you think we should just try?
We should, I think, maybe check for the book first. Like, check what's going
'Cause
on, just in case we need
the
other
book-
spells.
Yeah, if the book itself isn't a curse, your spell won't take hold. But if the book is a magical item capable of bestowing curses, it can stop the curses that it bestows. Does that make sense?
I will
And,
say that all curses affecting creature or object end. So if it's a cursed magic item, the curse will still remain, but it will break the spell for anybody who's attuned to it. So that might help with that whole psychological thing that seems to keep the circle going.
How
Okay.
about this? We try it. You enter silence with the book. I'll put the resilient sphere around you. And then you can cast within the sphere, but nothing within the sphere will be able to go through. So like if you you become possessed and you try to start fighting us, you won't be able to.
Perfect.
Okay.
I wouldn't want to harm anybody, of course.
What does everyone else think of that plan?
Okay.
Well, yeah, I mean, just can your bubble get big enough for?
Yeah.
For them? Okay, okay. Then
I think-
awesome. I think that's a great plan because I think out of all of us, peace and love is the one who could maybe combat this evil possession thing the best.
Mm-hmm. All right.
I agree. Just be careful, P.
I'm
Okay,
ready when
let's
you
do
are.
this. P's ready.
Okay. What are both of you guys casting?
I am going to wait for P to get into the vicinity of the book. So, and then I will cast Resilient Sphere. And I dropped the wordage of that into our Discord chat
Cool.
because it's a long
Who-
one.
Who had cast silence?
Soren did.
Soren. Okay. I was just making sure for concentration purposes.
Yep.
Okay. Perfect.
We got 10 minutes for silence. So
yeah.
I think that casting, you're not doing, is anybody doing a ritual?
Mm-mm. No, it's one action,
Nice.
and it'll hold for up to a minute.
Cool. All right. Well, with that being cast for up to a minute, and I know exactly what's happening, I will describe what happens after we take a brief seance here. So we're going to go ahead and take a little break. Everybody in chat also take a break. Collect a couple of spoons with a hearty snack or a beverage of sorts. Or, give the cat on your bed a smooch or something. Enjoy yourselves. We'll be back in 10 minutes, I believe. Yep, about 10 minutes. Alrighty, guys. Have a good break. See you in a minute. Hey guys, welcome back. Thank you so much for sticking around. This is Candlekeep Mysteries, MISSteries. We are very pleased to have you for episode 2. And with that, I'll give you a little bit of a recap. Before the break, everybody has been down in this basement cellar, still the Firefly Cellar. We've tried a funeral to lay the dead to a normal way of passing. We've tried getting information out of Crinkle. And finally, Crinkle is currently passed out at the hands of Galeby, the small child who hit her over the head with the book. So now we have the book in our possession. Finally. Wonderful. With that, right before the break, P is going near the book, and the resilient sphere is encompassing P and the book that Tana cast, correct? Alrighty, guys. If you want to take it from here and explain to me what you guys are doing, I believe we're all on the right page here.
So P once
Of
in this
restoration and up to 6
sphere
characters
casts remove
will
curse on the
regain
book.
hit points up to 1d4 plus the
All right. P, unfortunately, this does not have the same reaction on the book as it did on one of you guys, because the book itself is not cursed. You are cursed from the book. But we learned a valuable piece of information. I will say, you're not touching the book? Are we still, or are you like holding it? Okay. The resilient sphere is holding the book up, I'm assuming, in like a state of stasis, like in the air. Okay. In the safety of this sphere, I will say you still don't hear anything in here, but you can see the pages are not necessarily moving on their own, but it is just looking like it is begging to be opened.
Could I possibly take a closer look at the book still without touching it?
Yeah, I will let you do like an insight check on the book if you want.
Perfect. Yes, please.
It has an air of somewhat sentience.
And that's going to be a 7.
A 7? It looks fine.
Great. I guess we're all fine, guys.
Yep.
Okay.
Should I drop the sphere?
Yes, I think so. And I think, I guess you can't really hear me probably because I'm inside the silent thing.
No, we can't hear. Well, you also it also doesn't pass through the sphere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
2 levels of silence.
So you would be able, in the sphere, you would be able to hear and speak because the sphere, no spell can pass through, so the zone wouldn't penetrate the sphere. D&D's weird. That's all I want to say.
I can't cast through the sphere. And we can't hear what you're saying, which is fun.
Thumbs up, thumbs down. In
He
the middle.
just shrugs and kind of does this.
Oh. Maybe we could put it back in the zone of silence and then
Well, as soon as I drop the sphere, the zone of silence should take effect, right? How much time do we have left on that?
Oh, we got minutes. It lasts for quite some time.
Yeah.
It's 10 minutes.
I could try casting Dispel Magic if the Remove Curse hasn't succeeded. How can we ask him? Oh, wait, Joy, stupid. I guess Adara, will pull out. I imagine I just have paper on hand. I'm a wizard. That sounds right.
You sure do.
Yeah. I'll just pull out a piece of paper and some sort of ink or whatever and just try to scrawl on it like, did the remove curse work, and hold it up and go,
And P shakes no.
Oh, okay. I could try remove Dispel Magic. I don't know if that would work.
You can't dispel magic. What? Wait, never mind. I am metagaming as DM.
Yeah.
Well, if you dispel magic, then you would negate my silence spell, which would probably mean that somebody would fail a
Doesn't-
wisdom check.
Doesn't
Yeah.
it just
go rushing towards the book?
I think dispel magic just targets one item, though, right? It's
I
not
can
a
choose
AOE.
to. Yeah, so I can choose one creature, object, or magical effect within
Yeah.
range. So I could choose the book, but not your sphere.
Hmm.
of silence.
Specifically, it's like a programming query, not this.
Yeah.
Not silence.
Well, it wouldn't be not silence. It would be if blank, then do, not
Yeah,
not
there's-
if it's so it'd just be a single if. But
Okay.
that might work. I mean, we could try messing with it outside of the sphere. Not all of us are currently feeling the effects, and that might work well enough. Have just that person touch and open the book. We could try opening it within the sphere or zone of silence.
That's true.
I will remind you guys, Trouble is currently not cursed.
That's true.
So if Trouble, like, you guys would just know this. I'm just putting the pieces together for you.
Mm-hmm.
As long as Trouble can't hear it, Trouble will not be recursed.
Yeah. Hey,
You guys want me
Trouble.
to go open the book?
Do you wanna?
Yeah. Let me go touch the book.
I guess let's try dropping Resilient Sphere and try that next.
All right. Sphere drops.
He
All right,
comes
Trouble.
probably back with everybody else as Trouble approaches.
The changing of the guard. Yeah.
Yes.
All right, Trouble, are you approaching the book, buddy?
So I'm gonna walk up in there, and in the sphere of silence, just open the book, see what happens.
Open the book and see what happens.
I'm scared,
I'm-
JJ. I'm scared.
If you die, we'll give you a good burial.
Good.
We
At
can.
least I
You
don't
know. We can do.
Res Trouble. We will find
Don't
somebody
put me in
who
the
is a level 9 cleric to res her.
This is.
Don't leave me in the closet, peeps.
We
Please.
promise to not leave you in the closet.
I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say that as I go in before I open the book. If anything
That
happens, don't
was-
leave me in the closet.
That was not even an option.
Great.
And then I'm gonna walk in and just open the book.
Trouble, you open this for everybody. The book, it's like 18 to 20 inches. Like, this is a large book, so it takes a little bit of effort to open it, and
Oh,
it
this
doesn't
book is
really
big.
have pages in the typical sense. It kind of opens to reveal like a pop-up, like, illustration kind of a situation. There's a quaint little windmill that's made of painted panels of wood and tin and canvas, kind of like somebody really skilled at scrapbooking made a 3D rendering of their pages instead of doing it flat. There is a clockwork device that is designed to animate 4 separate scenes, while a music box that you can see but you can't hear being inside of the zone of silence. It is built into the book's spine, right in the center. And you can feel it playing, like the thrums of the music box are against your palms. You can feel the beat of it. But you can't hear anything. And there are 4 scenes in front of you, but the 4th scene is broken. And all of the pieces are kind of stuck together in a flat way. The other 3 are popped up and 3D and great. The 4th one is still flat against the pages. You can't tell what the heck it is. So the images are as follows, and they follow along with the rhyme that has been in your head. So we have a mother who's chopping off the feet of her husband and the ear of her husband with a scythe. We've got a family dog biting off the mom's hand. We've got a son drowning in a river while washing his clothes. His feet are kind of sticking up out of the water. And then you don't know what the final scene is, but that's what you see.
Can I pick at the final scene? Like, is there any way for me to like pick it up and try to pop it out of the book to see what it looks like?
As you do that, the music box stops. And you see nobody could hear it, but it wasn't playing correctly in the first place. The music box is broken.
Okay. So I wouldn't know that it's broken though, right? Because I can't even hear anything.
You feel it like it is out of tempo.
Okay.
Yeah. Just based off of the beat, you can tell.
Okay. And nothing happened when I tried to pick up.
Nope, it's almost
The
like it's
fourth.
all glued down.
Okay. Dang.
Yeah. But
Um,
nothing is happening otherwise. You still feel fine, like
Could I look? You said I could see the music box, but I couldn't hear it, right? Okay. If I look, well, I will try to look at it and see. Like, I obviously can feel that it's out of tune or out of tempo by the way that it's, I guess, rumbling.
Mhm.
Is there any way I can look at the music box and try to figure out what's wrong? I have thieves' tools. I have
Okay.
tools. So,
Okay. Does anybody here have jeweler's tools or tinkerer's tools by chance?
Cartographer's tools.
Okay.
I have a compass.
I don't have. No, I do have mending
Okay.
and a small.
I do
have
too.
I have mending and a small knife.
Okay. All
I
right.
have a crowbar in case things get, shifty.
Wonderful. No
I have a little
closed
bag of
doors here.
sand.
A bag of sand. Wait, do you really, Tana?
Yeah, it comes with her adventuring gear.
Yeah, it's for
I have
setting
pocket
ink.
sand.
Well, let's just say I haven't taken my second uncommon item still.
Oh no. You can pick one up from the library. Gertrude has a bunch. Okay. I mean, you can try to fix it while you're in here. You don't get advantage because you don't have the tools I need, but you can just do a straight roll.
Okay. Oh, my dice are all over there. Hold on.
If you want to do that, I will say do that with disadvantage. Otherwise, give me an intelligence check to figure out
Okay.
what the problem is organically.
I rolled a 19.
A 19, was that with disadvantage for your tools, or was that for the intelligence check?
That was for the intelligence check.
Good choice.
Well, it's a 19 plus 3, so
Okay.
21.
As
22.
you inspect
I can do
it,
math.
that's a 19's good enough. Inside the music box is like a brass cylinder that's dotted with teeny tiny pegs, like the open-faced music boxes that you had as a kid that like you'd set on your dresser and you had to wind up. But you don't see a place to wind this up here. Instead, you see that the cylinder is sitting askew, which is preventing it from working properly. So at the base that's actually still touching the pegs that ping the little pieces across the cylinder, those are still hitting, but the entire 3/4 of it that's kind of off a little bit, none of those are being hit.
Okay. So I will reach in and adjust it so that all the places are where they need to be.
Okay, I need a dex check.
Okay. Let's see what my dex is.
You got this.
Of course, it all comes down to treble for the music box. I find that hilarious.
Oh, it's a 16. Let's
A
freaking
16?
go. Plus 6, which is 22.
Perfect. Go ahead and give me another one.
Okay.
Getting your exercise, getting those steps in.
Just bring the dice with you.
Oh, buddy.
That one's a 13.
Bring
Alright,
the
that
dice
is-
with
19.
you.
I'm just going to sit here next to it.
So that's a 19 total?
Yeah.
Okay. Also,
Wait,
Kat-
are these saving throws or just regular throws?
These are just dex checks.
Okay,
not
just dex check.
saves.
Okay, my bad. So that's actually a +3, not a +6. So
Okay.
that would be 16, and the last one would be 19 plus 3. It's just 22.
Okay. Just 22. Yeah. All right. That is 3 successes for the music box.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. Now I need an intelligence save. Because
Intelligence
you
save. Okay.
yeah, so you did successfully fix it, but I need this these are all triggering things in my list.
Okay. My intelligence save is a +6. So
Wow.
I'm so scared. It's a 12 plus 6 is 18.
Whoa. Rolling hot.
My
My
heart.
Okay, you're gonna take 7 points of psychic damage because we're taking half damage. All
Okay.
right. So, you've successfully fixed the music box. However, you are still inside the zone of silence. So you see as the 4th scene pops up, but you don't hear the lyrics that go with it. Everyone else,
Oh.
though, um, you can all hear the lyrics.
Oh
Right?
no.
Or no, is this thing's in the zone of silence. You guys, nope, you don't hear it. Never mind. I lied.
So what's the 4th scene? Not that anybody outside the bubble knows.
Yeah, can I see can I see? Well, I would obviously see what it is if it pops up.
The 4th scene is the daughter of the family defeating a shadow by crushing it under a giant rock.
Oh, we got a little girl down here with us.
Oh my god, it's gonna have to be Gail B. She gonna have to kill somebody. Oh no.
We cannot have a
Mm-mm.
child kill people. That is
Do we? Sorry. Did we? The 2 bodies that we found. Did we see anything that would indicate how they were killed?
The bodies that you were
Mm-hmm. It lines up with one of these stories.
Neither of them were missing any limbs.
Mm-hmm.
Neither of them, you wouldn't be able to tell if either of them had been drowned. Let's see. And neither of them looked crushed until after Treble crushed the head of one of them. So.
Is there any way that, because I'm still in the silence,
Mhm.
is there any way that I could hold up the book so that they could see that I had what I did, or that the 4th scene popped up?
Yeah, I mean as long as you're within the 20 foot radius, you're fine. You can just like walk to the other side of it and show everybody, and they can
Okay.
come up a little closer.
I just walked to the edge and kind of hold it so that they could see it, and like pointing at the 4th scene,
Mhm.
just to kind of like put some emphasis, like, hey, look.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but we don't have no shadows. Where do we find a shadow at?
There was a shadow that came out of the body, according to P.
Is it
Do
still
we think
following P? Did they still have the double or whatever, a random dancing shadow?
do I?
It left after it gave you the information it had.
But there's a second skeleton. Maybe there's a second shadow. Do we think that this is a thing that is perhaps warning of the same cycle continuing without knowing who the victim is yet? Or do we think that this is the solution to solving?
I mean, maybe the shadow is Shemshine?
Could be.
Well, that seems to be what the chorus indicates.
Yeah. So we have to find Shemshine somehow and get rid of it. Oh, that's not sounding good.
I'm watching all of the gears turn in your heads, and it's very good
Yeah.
for me.
Are there any figures in these pop-up scenes that are repeated? Like, is there a character that we see more than once?
No, there's not.
Okay.
While you guys are like talking though, I can try and find.
I mean, at some point or another, the zone of truth the zone of silence has to drop. So
Mm-hmm. Unless
While
it's
it's still up,
recasted.
right? While it's still up, Trouble's gonna put the book on the floor, like open, to where the music thing is. It's gonna leave it there. Step out of the circle of silence and just be like, we need to give Gail B a rock. We need to, she's gonna have it's gonna have to be her.
no,
We're gonna have
no.
to give her a
Also,
rock.
we
No,
can't hear
that's not an
you.
option.
She's got to
can't hear
protect
you.
herself.
I love this. We're responding to you like we can hear you. Objectively, we can't. You're in the zone of silence.
Well, I said I stepped out. I said I stepped out.
Oh,
Is anybody
okay.
is anybody proficient in lip reading?
We are not.
Go, guys.
We are not giving a child any sort of weapons or putting a child anywhere near this. I don't know children very well, but I'm not putting a child near this.
Well,
Well,
in the
to
last
be fair, it's a millstone
Mhm.
that's
And
grinded, not a rock that like she's not, you know.
it appears to be Shimshine themselves that's stuck in it, not anyone associated with the girl's family.
Because she's the last one left.
Mm-hmm.
Has anything? But more importantly, then have these events happened to anybody else? Because if they haven't, then I don't see a reason why she would have to follow through in the cycle.
I don't think that she necessarily has to do it, but it
Yeah.
does indicate that something can happen to Shimshine because look at the expression as well. It's obviously not a situation that Shimshine wants to be in.
So we have to get a hold of him, and we know he can be crushed
Mm-hmm.
or
Or
ended.
trapped in some way.
And
Like
that maybe ends the rhyme, because we do have to end it.
Maybe the picture is not of a small child, but a small person. I have a rock.
I don't think I don't think who does it matters, because we've had no stories of anyone being drowned.
That's true. I'm an excellent swimmer, so
And there's no water near us. We are in a tower. Definitely without a pool of water or a river.
No, but we did have a murder. And it appeared that the person that's the spirit that spoke to us didn't know what they were doing at the time. So it's possible that the person that is currently possessed doesn't know they're possessed.
that's a real good thought. That's a real good thought. And like, we don't know if the little boy who's being drowned, the rhyme says that he felt. We don't know if he like did it to himself on purpose or if he got pushed by the spirit. There's all. I don't know, but yeah, the only scene that seems to be upset is when he's getting stuck and he can't move of his own volition, which I don't blame him about. This is a riddle.
How do we stick him? So we have to find him and then stick him somehow. How do we find him? Let's begin with that. How do we find him? How do we get a hold of Shemshine?
I have
Get possessed by the book.
Silence. How long is it? 10 minutes?
10 minutes, yep.
I'm going to say that 10 minutes is up in 1 minute.
Okay. And I would definitely, but Soren would keep track of that, would know that. So, yeah, y'all, we only got a minute left before I have to spell this again or we figure out what we're doing.
Let somebody get possessed, maybe? That should bring out Shemshine. And
that's technically not bringing them out. That's sticking them in a vessel that then could potentially be damaged.
But if we get somebody possessed and then we do like remove curse or something, would that remove ghost spirit?
Yeah, it would potentially probably push them to another body. I'm not sure. I've never dealt with ghosts before.
I didn't know. I don't know if this would count as a ghost. This doesn't sound like a
Eh,
ghost. Ghosts are not.
malevolent spirit.
Demon?
Oh, demon. It could be a demon.
No. Demons are no. I don't. Demons usually have a body and are little shadow things.
Hmm.
They want to
Yeah.
make deals, all kinds of stuff.
Well, okay, so we know it can jump bodies, possibly. We know it can. We know we know Shemshine is kind of a shadow. We know we need to get a hold of it and fight it somehow. What if we cordon ourselves off from everybody else, somehow clear all of ourselves for the most part of it, except maybe for one person, and then fight? Try to see if we can draw it out? What would make it draw itself out? I mean, why was it out in this instead of in somebody?
I have a spell that will let me like sense if there's any plants or animals around. Do you have something the same but for like good and evil or like undead or anything?
I can't say that I'm familiar with it at the moment.
All right. Yeah.
You, not to interrupt, you guys took Galeby out of the kitchen. Yes,
Yes.
Yes, and Crinkle.
perfect. Crinkle is still passed out. Galeby kind of taps you on the shoulder real quick, P, and she goes,
Just for the record, I was just possessed and it wasn't that bad. But also, if you guys just want like as much information as I have, which isn't a lot, um, I was singing like right before everything went black.
So you're saying to get possessed, we probably have to sing the song?
I don't know, that's just what I was doing.
and she skips off.
Maybe we don't sing then.
One person does.
Well, no people do, and maybe it corporealizes.
That could be. Would we have to coordinate that with everyone down here? Because we're not the only ones here.
We tell everybody, go upstairs, don't sing, go away. There's not many people here.
Soaring, are you recasting?
Um yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and so that's another second level.
Okay.
How
What
many
do we
people are
want?
how many people are down here with us total? Do we know?
Yeah, you guys have we've got Crinkle, we've got Cthulhu, we've got Varner, we've got Ebder, we've got Galeby. As long as I didn't miss anybody, 5 plus you guys, so 10 total.
We could put them in a zone of silence.
That's
Does that
true.
require you to concentrate on it?
Yeah. Yep, I got 10 minutes. I gotta keep thinking about it. And I can cast it one more time.
I say we don't do that. We just tell them, go upstairs, don't come down here.
We can't go upstairs because we're locked in.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, isn't there more than one floor of this?
There is Varner's the one who locked it.
Wonder if any of them can cast silence. Bless you.
Bless you.
Thanks.
You would think, like, that's not, I know that's not too uncommon a spell.
We could do it in the Firefly room, close the door, keep everyone as far away from us as possible.
That's an idea.
Do we want to do that then? I think it's better that we do this, we come to some sort of decision sooner rather than later.
I agree.
Okay. Do you guys want to go find somebody and ask if anybody knows how to cast spells, or do we want to just herd everybody up?
I say
Both. We can herd
yeah.
people and ask them at the same time. Like the airline, or wait, never mind. That's too old of a skit. Yeah, no. You're like, here, this way. Bye-bye.
So we could get everyone together, put them in the furthest place from, say, the Firefly room, or whatever is a large, mostly unoccupied room, and say, if any of you can cast Zone of Silence, cast it on yourselves. We're going to go deal with that.
Okay. So we want to go collect everybody and take them to the Firefly room?
Or whatever's, yeah, I guess.
Okay. Perfect. I will shoot it out. People in chat, can we hear me? Because our producer cannot hear me. I just want to make sure before I start explaining a whole bunch of stuff that it's not just our producer. I would assume.
I hear you.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
assume that somebody in chat would have said something, but I just want to make sure. Might just be a fluke of our VDO. Who knows? Okay, I guess people
Yeah,
can hear
check.
me. Um, so sorry, buddy, behind the scenes. I apologize. Cool. Okay. So here's what is going to happen. Everybody is very easily, you're very easily able to find everybody and put them in the Firefly room. I won't make you RP explaining to them what's going on, that they just need to stay put if possible. Funny enough, Varner, kind of like the highest in the ranks here, can cast silence, so she will do so in this room. And she will, with her keys, lock everybody in that room. So even if somebody were to be possessed or something, they can't come after you guys. And Varner will nod at whoever brought everybody in and just thank you before shutting the door. You guys heading back to the book? What are we doing?
I'm still at the book because of maintaining the spell and distance stuff.
Fair.
Yeah. So we have the spell is a place. So we are. The book is currently in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how far is the kitchen from the Firefly room?
Maybe like it's across the, I would say 20 yards.
Yeah,
Not
Tana
very
would have
far.
stayed with the book because she didn't need to go to.
Yeah. I figure I'd stay near as well.
So who's the fastest? Because they should take the book and just run, and we'll chase after him and see what happens.
But, well, I mean, I would suggest picking a wider place. This is a fairly unoccupied space. It could work quite well, I would imagine.
There are a lot of sharp objects in here, so maybe the common room where
Yeah.
the table is.
The
That's
biggest
it.
rooms in this place are the upstairs where like the miniature library is that Varner was cleaning, and the table and chairs.
Anyone have a favorite?
I mean, we can knock those tables over and use it for cover.
Yeah.
So that would be a good place. I don't want to knock the bookshelves over. That's wasteful.
I would not allow that.
Yeah, I don't want to accidentally set them on fire.
I think the tables it is.
Tables it is.
Tables and chairs.
I will say, just because I don't want to set up anybody for failure, you guys would know how heavy a solid stone table is.
Oh, it's stone. I thought it was wood.
Yeah.
I wasn't even going to count for it as.
Well, we got
Count
the
on it.
chairs.
Yeah, half the party can hide behind the chairs, so it doesn't matter.
Look,
True.
Anna barely sees above the edge of the table, so she's good.
There you go. All right. So, are we handing one person the book? How are we tackling this?
Who's the speedy?
I feel like it would be me.
It really would.
It
I feel
should
like it
be.
would
Welcome to
definitely be
D&D,
me.
JJ. You're a rogue. You get a dash,
Mm.
double dash, and move.
Yes.
So is the plan to
Oh,
grab
that's
the book outside
definitely.
of the silence and run to the common room? Is that what we're doing? Just so I know? Okay,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
cool.
So I'm just gonna take a deep breath, crack my neck muscles, reach in, grab the book. Like I'm gonna grab it so that it's like, boom, right in my hands like this, and I'm just gonna book it straight to the tables.
Okay, once you get there, what do you do?
I'm gonna just like I'm gonna toss it onto the table with my little shortness and try to see if it just have it land on the table and then just back up.
Okay, perfect. So, with the zone of silence no longer surrounding the book, all five of you do begin to hear the last four lines of the poem. I am going to send it to you guys in chat. There we go. Okay. Interesting. Bum. Oh no. Yeah, let me. Beth, you still can't hear me? Beth,
Beth, can
shoot.
you still not hear Mo? Oh no.
Hmm. Um, real quick. Um, Production, how horrible would it be for Beth to leave and come back? Or Beth, are your headphones dead or something? Can somebody ask them if their headphones are dead?
Are your headphones dead, or is everybody? No, because everybody else. You're
Can you
able
hear
to.
me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
hear everybody else. I have no idea.
Yeah, this happened to me last time, and I had to like leave and then come back in order for it to.
Sorry, chat. Love being at the mercy of technology. Thank you for bearing with us for a moment.
It's
It's not a
not a
real
live
stream.
stream. Yeah. It's not a
There you
live
go.
stream unless something goes wrong. So
Sure
There
are.
you go.
Yes.
Hi, Beth.
Hi, I missed you,
Oh,
Mo.
good. Cool.
Woo!
thank
Thanks.
you.
Real quick, refreshing Beth. Beth, the book is now wide open on the common room table. Thankfully, Trouble was fast enough to get it to the table. Everybody has been rounded up in the Firefly room with silence cast by Varner. So everybody else down here except for you five cannot hear the book, but you all do begin to hear, and I just put it in chat, the last four lines of the poem, which I will now read for chat. It is, see a daughter grinding grain, wish the spirit's time was through, trap set for the shadow bane, her millstone killed it true. All right. And after hearing that, you guys are all compelled to sing. For just a brief moment, I will say, hmm. I will say each of you, except for P, because of what P did earlier with essentially talking to a shadow avowed, everybody gets one line. So I won't say who gets what line, but I will say, you guys, this is the picture that's happening. Everybody is standing around the table. Everybody says one line and kind of covers their mouth afterwards, like, oh crap, didn't mean to do that. You don't necessarily have control right now. And with that, the book begins to tremble in the middle of the table.
Words
The
of
mechanical
restoration and
inner
up to 6
workings
characters
squeal to a
will
halt for a
regain
moment
hit
before
points up to
roaring back to
1d4
life.
plus the.
You hear clicks and shadows burst forth from the book like steam from a kettle, collecting along the
Ooh.
ceiling until wisps of darkness outline a very vague humanoid figure. Meanwhile, the scenes inside the book, as it's spread open without pages, transform, creating an entirely new picture that includes tiny cutout figures that look a lot like you guys. And with that, we are going to go ahead and roll initiative. So everybody, I have your names written down. Go ahead and roll real quick, and then shout them out once you got them.
Oh gosh,
Is
6
it
for
too
Tana.
late to try to seduce the shadows?
You can certainly try, based off of your turn in initiative.
I also got a 6.
All right.
15.
14.
9.
All right. Who was the 9?
Sorry, that's Soaring.
Okay.
I
Sorry, I
have
was
to say
looking
it
down.
in German accent every time.
You're good. Trouble, what'd you get?
Oh, I got a 6.
A 6. So we have 15 Adara, 9 Soaring, 14 P, 6 Treble, 6 Tana.
Mhm.
Perfect. I am learning your voices. Wonderful. All right. So Treble versus Tana, what are your dex modifiers?
+2.
Treble, what's your dex? Your modifier?
Sorry, +3.
+3. All right. So Treble first, and then Tana at the end of initiative. All right. So Adara, I will say you are up first, followed by P, followed by Soaring. I'm just giving you everybody that way you know who to go after. So you got Adara, P, Soaring, Treble, Tana. Everybody knows who they go after. I'll try to tell you who's on deck every turn. For example, Adara, you're up. Bad guys on deck. All right, followed by P. Adara, what would you like to do as this shadow springs forth from the book in the center of the room?
As the shadow springs forth, I think Adara, going, who knows, maybe this'll work. Let's just try a bunch of things before we do anything else. I will try. My brain, is humming at itself. Let's begin with Wither and Bloom. That means it needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Perfect.
Uh,
That's a 19.
oh, okay, damn, that saved. I don't like that. That barely saved. That's very annoying. I don't think I can do anything. I'm really quickly checking because I don't remember what I can do.
You have movement if you want to go around the table. You have a bonus action.
I guess I'll try cast that and wait to see if it does anything after that, but that's all I'll do this round.
Excellent. All right. That is the end of Adara's turn. I will say you guys are all grouped up out the left side. If you're looking at the Twitch stream, the left side of the table right now. Okay, so that is Shemsheim's turn. You guys hear the noises in the back of your head so loud now that he's out of this prison that he was in. I'm gonna say he's gonna do this. I'm gonna need. Let's do Soaring. Soaring, make me a wisdom save.
Alrighty, Rooster. Wisdom. And this is. Oh wait, a wisdom save. Sorry, that was a flat check. But the save or throw is the same, and it's not against being charmed or frightened, is it?
No.
Okay, so 20.
20, that passes. You only take 8 points of psychic damage and you are not stunned. Congratulations.
Yay.
All right. I am going to say Shemsheim is just going to stay where he's at, kind of in the middle of the table, hovering above the book. P, you are next. Soaring, you're on deck. Go ahead, P. What are you doing, bud?
So I am going to try to rally 3 of our party who are maybe on the squishy side to do emboldening bond so that you can, within 30 feet of where I am, there's a magical bond for 10 minutes. So as long as you're within 30 feet of one another, you can add a d4 to attack rolls, ability checks, or saving throws. So who wants to have a little extra support from their friends?
Who's
I'm
squishy?
not squishy.
I am.
I'm probably a lot less squishy than most people because of my arcane ward.
Oh.
but I will take any bonuses you give me.
Can you
Okay,
reread
so-
that again for me?
Okay, as a here we go. Creating a magical bond among 3 creatures for 10 minutes. When any bonded creature is within 30 feet of one another, once per turn, they can roll a d4 and add it to an attack roll, an ability check, or a saving throw.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that'd be useful for me.
So Tana,
I'll say probably my brain's so I'm
Treble
probably
would be a good one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Plus on the attack,
Yeah.
assuming
Treble.
attacks.
Treble is probably one of the squishier ones anyways.
Okay, we have Tana, Treble, one more for Emboldening Bond. Adara, soaring.
I'd put it on soaring because soaring's gonna potentially do melee.
Yeah, Soren's a melee ranger.
Yeah.
So
I've got
Perfect.
I've definitely got some buffs from magical items and from being arcane ward.
Cool.
Perfect.
All right.
Then I'll do Emboldening Bond for those 3.
Great. Is that going to be your turn, buddy? Do you want to move?
I will stay where I am.
All right. Soaring, you're up. Treble, you are on deck.
right. So Soren's gonna look over at Treble, head nod, like you know what's like, and pull out the moon sickle and moon prism power and attack twice.
All right.
So it's the first time I'm attacking with this. So I get favored foe, which when I hit a creature with an attack roll, I can mark it, which is a good thing to do. So I have to hit first, and I got the 1d4 from the peace and love, and I'm trying to see what the other and dreadful strikes for another 1d4. So let's hope that I can get this. All right. First attack, 18.
18 hits.
All right. So that's 4 plus another 2d4. So 7 damage. 2 of it psychic, if that makes a difference. And it would all be magic. And I get another hit. Yeah, because 2. Yeah, we're past 5th level. Try that again. And yeah, 14.
14 also hits.
Okay. 1 and 1 psychic damage, and so 6 damage total, with 1 of it being psychic.
Wonderful. Is that all you're doing on your turn?
Yeah, no, I moved. I'm right up in the face. I'm yeah, I'm there.
Excellent. Are you also up on the table? Do you want to stay here on the table? It's a big table.
Yeah,
To get
shoot.
within 5 feet, you have to be on the table. All
Yeah.
right. Cool. Soaring's on the table. Great. It was soaring on the table with the moon sickle. All right. Great. Treble, you're up. Tana, you're on deck, buddy.
All right. So I think probably what I'll do is I'm trying to think of how close I am to them. I think I'll probably just use my short bow and take a shot at this humanoid type thing.
All right.
All right. Let's see. It is a 15.
15 hits.
Nice. So that would be a 1d6 plus 3. It's a 4 total.
4 total. Great. All right. Is that all you're doing on your turn, Treble?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait,
After
did you
taking
attack with
Do we
a
only
melee?
have one?
with having a ranged attack,
Yeah. Is it just one move that we make?
Yeah, it's for range.
Yeah, it's one, right?
Yeah.
It's only
Yeah.
one unless you have multi-attack.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. I was
So
like,
that's all I'm gonna do.
okay. Cool. After trouble and soaring, you guys did a little amount of damage. If anything, he looks stronger. His eyes are glowing bright red, and he is doing like one of these with his hand, kind of like watching the mist, the black mist surround his fingers, that are starting to materialize a little bit. Tana, you're up. Adara, you're on deck.
Okay, so he doesn't look. Does he look like he's taken damage?
No.
No. And we've only hit him with physical melee attacks, correct?
Correct.
Okay. You know what? I was gonna do something different, but let's try this. I'm gonna try Chill Touch. Does a 26 hit?
26 does.
15 points necrotic damage.
Cool.
Does that appear to do anything?
He still looks okay.
Frick. Okay. Bonus action. No bonus actions. That's it for me. But Tana will move back.
Just because you questioned it, I will let you use your bonus action to make a perception check about the room.
Hmm.
I'll just let you do that for free.
11.
11. This table looks awful heavy. Adara, you're up, and bad guy's up next, but P, you're after the bad guy. What are you doing, Adara? I think you're muted, buddy.
I'm also realizing I cast the spell last turn, and then I forgot to fully use the spell. Like a dumbass. Because he should have taken half damage, but more specifically, the thing I wanted to use last turn, can I maybe use it now?
You can try, yeah.
Okay, because Wither and Bloom, on the second bit, it says, in addition, one creature of your choice in that area can spend and roll one of its unspent hit dice and regain a number of hit points equal to the roll plus your spellcasting ability modifier. Can I try to use that on him?
To give him hit points?
It won't heal him if he's already at full health.
It does not heal him.
So, can I do that?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
gonna say you did it, and he did not appear to get any better.
Okay, did he look to get worse?
Nope.
Darn. This wouldn't work. Part of me is like, cast banishment. Actually, is there a way that I can try to check if he is from this plane of existence?
Given the fact that his voice is literally in your head, give me a history check. We'll just see what you get.
Okay. Oh, that's not good. That's a 9.
You don't know, buddy. Sorry.
Yeah, I figured.
You're all good.
I guess I'll just try Toll the Dead. I'm just going to try Toll the Dead, and that's a wisdom saving throw from him.
All right. He rolled a nat 1, dude. That's a 3.
Is he at less than full health?
No.
Darn. Oh, that's not good. Okay. Because if he was, then it would be cool. Great. Wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 6 plus 7. That would be 13 necrotic.
Okay. Awesome. Is it all you're doing with your turn?
Yeah, I'm just gonna wait to see what he does, if he casts a spell or not.
All right, cool. Hey, quick question, Beth. Is P currently concentrating on a spell? Is your spell concentration that you have going right now? For the
I
others?
was just going to double check that.
Yeah.
I believe. Oh no, my D&D, it's broken. I am the tech goblin.
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
Okay, now we're loading. Sorry about that.
You're good.
Emboldening bond is not concentration.
Okay. So here's what he's gonna do. Okay. Yeah. So P and Treble, I need both of you to give me wisdom saves.
12.
A 12.
Once anyone gets into like a dangerously low amount of hit points, just tell me.
Mine is a 3.
Okay, both of you pick another player.
Soaring.
I'll pick Tana.
Okay. Do both of you have melee attacks?
Catch these healing hooves.
That counts. Go ahead and make a melee attack against Tana.
Tana, I'm sorry.
Oh my god. This is horrible.
I hate this.
I just only have an unarmed strike.
That's fine. That counts.
That's- Oh god. Okay. What am I rolling?
No!
Oh no!
What do I roll? I've never been in this situation before.
Just roll to hit it, buddy.
A D20?
Mhm.
Yeah, and then what's your strength modifier?
Oh god. Mine's a 17. I just rolled a 17.
Okay, no, you hit.
23
You
to
hit.
hit Tana.
No,
Oh,
Sorry,
purpose.
there's a lot of talking. What's going on? I heard my name.
All right.
I'm
Beth?
so sorry, Tana.
Roll P's damage for the unarmed strike. And that also hit you, Soaring. All right, go ahead and roll your damage too. Trouble, sorry.
2.
Oh, mine just says 2. Damage? It just says 2.
Okay, then both of you guys take 2 unarmed strike damage.
Okay.
As
sorry.
you guys, you hear the sound reverbing in your brain extra loud for a second. You both lash out at your friends, thankfully not with weapons, just with your fists. But you get the idea this is gonna happen again unless you get rid of this guy. I will say again, what we've got in the room, we've got bookcases, we've got the table, we've got the last 4 lines of the poem. All right, that is P. Now you get to go for real. And Soaring, you're on deck.
P is very distraught and is like whispering endless apologies to Tana as they're trying to get themselves together to move forward, and goes, okay, this is too much. We have to do this. I believe in us. I know that it doesn't look very promising right now, but with that P cast motivational speech, everyone gets 5 temp HP.
If you already have that 9 temp HP from earlier, temp HP does not stack.
Oh.
This will replace it.
This
But
would
is this
replace
better
it.
than
You,
what you guys had earlier?
no, you can choose to not replace
Okay.
it.
Okay. Do you want to do something else then, P?
Okay, how about this instead? Mass healing word, I think will do. And that is, I'm going to call out words of restoration, and up to 6 characters will regain hit points up to 1d4 plus the modifier, so that's 1d4 plus 3, which is going to be 7. Everybody gets 7 healing.
Nice.
Perfect.
These hooves are meant to heal, not hurt.
I mean, if it makes you feel any better, you do throw a very good punch.
Wonderful. All right. Soaring, you're up. Treble, you're on deck. Soaring, give me a perception check for free.
Ooh, okay. Oh, I got a crit, so that's 28.
28. He goes where the book goes. Nothing else is affecting him. What are you doing on your turn?
That kind of answers, because I was thinking about using my hand fan of adoration, but if I don't think that charm would work on him, then that's not going to do anything. He goes where the book goes. Does anybody have a bag of holding? All right.
I have one bag of holding.
Yeah, I mean, we could try putting them in a bag of holding.
I like my bag of holding.
So yeah. No. Shit. What am I gonna do? I'm not gonna try poking them with my little lawnmower anymore. That didn't work. So yeah, I mean,
Soren,
I'm.
as you are on the table, because you're on the table, yeah?
Mhm.
As you're moving around, kind of shuffling your feet, like not sure of what to do, the book shifts slightly as the weight of your body affects the equilibrium of how the table is sitting. You see the book shifts a few inches to the left, and so does he.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how to move a big old table though. I really don't know what to do. I'm gonna hold my action.
Okay.
And I'm gonna defend my little friend if he tries to go after trouble. Like I'm gonna try to stab him or anybody
Fair.
really. But,
With reactions too, my role is interrupt me. That's my rule for reactions. Even if I'm mid sentence, that way I let you have your reaction before I move on. All right. Perfect. Trouble, you're up. Tana, you're on deck, buddy.
All right, so I would say that trouble, seeing as that they're all throwing stuff at this person and it's not doing any damage. I'm just gonna take one of my daggers, my throwing daggers, and throw a dagger right at the book. We're about to stab the book. We're gonna go for it.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and roll to hit.
We're just gonna stab the book now. That's what we're gonna do. It's a 16.
A 16. You successfully knock the book clean off of the table. And you see Shemshine like kind of he's squished in between two chairs and the edge of the table. Like he doesn't really know where to go right now. Is that all you're doing on your turn?
Um,
You can roll damage if you want. Are you leaving your dagger in the book? I'm assuming.
yeah, I think I'm
For
gonna leave
now.
that in.
All right.
It's his dagger now.
Is it the knife from the kitchen that you
Yeah. Like it's the knife that I used to cut the carrots.
Yeah, sure.
That's the one that's sticking in his book now. I definitely pickpocketed that when we left. But yeah, let me see. I guess I'll roll damage. Yes.
Why not, right?
It's a 3 plus 3, 6. It's a 6 total.
6 points of damage. You successfully take yourself, the cardboard cutout of yourself, clean out of the book. Tana, you're up, buddy, and Adara, you're on deck.
Okay. How much movement would have to be spent to get up and over the table or around the table to get to where the book is?
You can just use your movement to get over there. You won't have anything to spare, but you can get
Okay.
over there just fine.
Tana's going to run around the table and pull off of her belt her immovable rod and slam it down onto the book and click the button so that it can't be moved and shout to the others, "We need to flip the table on him. He's being crushed in the last image." So the book can now not move. So he is stuck in his place because he's moving where the book moves. So he's gonna stay there. And then she will misty step backwards because she is small and easily crushed.
That's fantastic.
If you move, Adolo is going to be like, if you move the book under the table, I can try to crush the table.
He's kind of like half under it right now.
Okay.
So.
All
right.
I want to try magnify gravity then.
Oh.
Okay. Magnify gravity doesn't technically do that. It just increases the gravity, and it says each creature in the sphere on the turn when you cast a spell must make a Constitution saving throw. On a fail save, the creature takes 2d8 force damage and its speed is halved. It does say until the start of your next turn, any object that isn't being worn or carried in the sphere requires a successful strength check against your spell save DC to pick up a move. So technically, it doesn't crush things. But I would like to make the argument that I am magnifying gravity on a stone table to try and bring it down.
I will lower the DC of the strength check needed to flip it.
Oh, I was going to try to bring it down with the strength check. Like, crush the
You
table.
can, but the DC is really high right now. This is like a 2,000-pound table.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
So, yeah.
Okay, so that lowers the DC?
Yeah, you can absolutely do that. That was a good turn, buddy. Do you want to do anything else?
Okay. I don't think there's really anything else I can do. That was my action.
Okay. Perfect. That is Shemshime's turn. P, you're on deck. I'm going to say this. Tana, because you just did this, go ahead and you give me a wisdom save.
Oh boy. Oh, I get to add +4 to this. Is that still up? Okay. Oh,
Should be.
21.
21. You
Okay.
Yeah. You
I don't need to
easily-
add that +4.
Yeah, you easily pass. You only take 11 points of damage. That's psychic damage.
Oh, can I?
Only?
Is that a lot for you?
I mean, it's gonna take out mostly temp HP, so it's okay.
Okay.
I'll be all right.
I like how you said only. Like it wasn't only.
Soren, would
Well,
you like to
if it-
do anything with your reaction before your turn comes up? Before I let P go?
No, I'm not going to attack him. I'm not going to waste the energy to do that.
Okay. I will say I will lower the DC if you want to give up your reaction even more.
Yeah, like, well, can my reaction be just getting off the table? And we'll just...
I would actually argue that you being on the table is helping a little bit.
I mean, it's like those really old 80s dining sets where it's always off kilter a little bit and you have to, okay. Then yeah, I'm going to start jumping up and down as my reaction.
Fabulous. All right, Pete, what are you doing, bud?
I think you're muted.
You're muted.
You're muted. Yep.
Sorry. I think P is going to cast Shield of Faith. Who is like closest in proximity right now to Shimshine?
Probably soaring.
Okay.
Being on the table.
Okay. So with Shield of Faith, a shimmering field appears and surrounds a creature of your choice within the range, granting it a +2 bonus to AC for the duration, and it is a concentration spell for 10 minutes.
Awesome. All right, +2 AC to you, soaring. Wonderful. Are you moving, P? You staying put?
Yes.
I think I'll still stay pit.
Nice. All right, soaring. What are you doing with that extra 2 AC, buddy?
I would like to attack the table. I want to try to crack the table and try to just try to crack it in any way or get it more off kilter.
Excellent.
Leaning more down on that side that he's on.
Yep.
I attack the gazebo. I'm successful. I don't know, 18.
18. Yeah, 18 hits with my modifications.
Oh, 5 damage, which is not bueno. And then another attack, because I get 2 of them. And a 14.
14 does not hit.
Mm-hmm. All right.
All right, but the table does not look sturdy whatsoever right now. Between soaring, using our movement to jump up and down on it, and cracking it pretty sufficiently just now. Even a little crack goes a long way right down the middle, guys. All right. Treble, that is you, buddy. Tana, you're on deck.
Wait, I'm still laughing at what you just said.
A little crack goes a long way.
Wow!
This is- okay.
I can't even be mad.
I was just so well delivered. Great.
Just a little crack.
Okay, so is it that okay, I'm trying to like visualize this what's going on with this table
Yeah.
and this person and the book. Okay. So is it that the side that Soren is jumping on, is that the side that's cracked? That's like cracked on top of them where the Shimshan is stuck at, or
I envision it like there is a crack right down the center. Shemsheim is half underneath it, half not underneath it, under like the far end on the north side of the table. And it is going to crack right down the center. Either side is going to hit him if it falls. This is a giant table.
okay. I'm just gonna say that I'm just gonna climb on top of the table and start jumping too.
Cool. You'll lower the DC.
I'm a team player, so
nice. I will say you can still have a reaction if you want one, since you're just using your movement, buddy. Tana, what are you doing, bud?
Tana's gonna bonus action Misty Step to the side of the table opposite Shimshine and get underneath it and push up to flip it.
Okay. Awesome. Soaring and Treble, I will say both of you guys recognize this is happening and you both move to the other side of the table appropriately to try and help offset and use your weight to do one of these. Okay, perfect. Is that all you're doing, Tana?
Mhm.
Okay, good deal.
Need a strength roll?
Yes, please. I was gonna say either strength or I would consider it dex too, depending on which is higher for you.
It's a 3. I'm only 3 feet tall.
Oh, Tana, here's what's happening. Your fingertips barely hit the top of underneath this table. So like you're giving fingertip pressure.
I need help. Can anyone? You just have to push it.
yeah, I'm coming.
I can't.
Oh my god.
Can I use my reaction to like go under the table and like I'm gonna get on all fours, get on my back.
Oh, yeah, I'll
Just
allow
get
it.
up and push it.
I'll allow it. You guys see, as Treble uses her reaction to get under the table, and all of a sudden you do have a pair of shoulders to be on if you would like, and the both of you, by some miracle, somebody give me a strength check with advantage between the two of you.
Not me.
I have actually seen my
I'll
children
do
do this exact move, and it works so well. Perfect way to knock over bookshelves.
The DC is not high.
Oh my God. Okay, a strength check, you said?
Strength, please, yes.
With advantage.
Oh.
Both ways.
Oh. All right. Where's my strength? Okay, there it is. It's a 15 plus 1 is 16.
A 16, you know what?
Good
With
plus
all
on
the
me.
effort you guys have put in so far, that'll do it. You guys see as Treble with Tana squared on her shoulders, mightily shove this table up on its side, and it rolls back and forth on the curved edge, but kind of stops on one of the flat edges for a second before teetering in just the right direction forward. And you don't hear anything except for the slam of concrete on more concrete. You don't hear the crunch of bone. You don't hear the crunch of book pages. It's almost like nothing is underneath. The book is completely crushed, and the table, this is enough to crack the table in half to reveal the book underneath. If you guys genuinely want to, you can retrieve the book pretty easily right now. But we are officially out of initiative. You see, Shemsheim was sufficiently crushed, just like he was in the final scene of the book. So, all that remains is you guys in your little cardboard forms, kind of sticking out between the two sides of this book. in victory.
Woohoo!
Soren absolutely takes hers. Like that's just like, yep. I'm so cute. Look at
I'm
that. They
going
got
to
my
just
horns and
close
everything.
this book. Adara just walks over and just like closes book. I think we
What'd you
need to
say,
burn
Adara?
this. Oh, I was gonna say Adara walks over and closes the book
Okay.
and just goes, I think we should burn this one. As much as
Adara,
I hate that.
you see as you shut the book, a slight blackish mist kind of seeps into the binding. But you all do not hear the sounds in your heads anymore.
That's
Oh.
Well,
lovely.
I have a tinderbox.
Gertrude probably has a place for incredibly dangerous, like the restricted area or something.
That's a good point.
Yeah, we should probably take this to her and let her decide.
Should somebody get the people in the
Yeah, we
the
got it. They got
room out?
Right, there's
Oh,
other
I
people
totally
down
forgot about
here.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Maybe P should go to check on the people. I think they would probably need
Your
good
a
vibes.
good vibes, gentle soul.
somebody who knows how to deal with people.
Yes.
P is
Which is
happy
not
to go
me.
check on everybody and make sure that they're all right.
Okay.
Wonderful.
P, you walk over to the door of the Firefly room, and none other than Galeby walks out to greet you, looking up at you with big, big green eyes. And she reaches a tiny hand up to meet yours. She has to be on her tiptoes to do this. And she holds out in her other hand a bag of holding. She gives that to you as a gift. And she just looks up at you and mouths, "Thank you," like uncovering her ears for the first time, realizing that she no longer hears voices in her head.
Oh.
And I think that's where we're going to end our session tonight. We will start next session back in the Candlekeep library, handing over the book to Gertrude. But as for this evening, great game, guys. Honestly, that was really fun combat. So I appreciate all of you. Production, are we rating somebody this evening? Do you have somebody set up already? All right. Foos, wonderful. I will just remind everybody we are not here next week, but our other shows in the beginning of the week sure are before Gen Con. So tune in to our Odyssey of Theros campaign that begins on Sunday. It's going to be really, really cool. Please tune in for the latest and greatest from our channel if you can in the Discord. Otherwise, just keep an eye out here on Twitch. Turn your notifications on. Give us your Prime subs if you have them, if you feel like it, you know? And I will just thank all of my players for being here once again and take our day next week to get some good rest and recharge your spoons, guys. So it's been a pleasure, and we're gonna go raise Fuzka, who's another great collaborator on the channel, just bringing a lot of joy to everybody that they interact with. So alrighty, and I think with that we are going to miss you until the next week of Candlekeep Mysteries. That is my ending statement. Everybody have a wonderful evening. We'll see you in the raid.
Bye. We love